Hello, everyone, and welcome back to MS Dina English. I'm Dina, and I'm very happy that you are spending a little time with us today.
And I'm Tom. Whether you are listening at home, on a bus, at work, or while walking outside, we hope this episode helps you relax and improve your English naturally.
Today, we have a topic that is very practical, especially for intermediate English learners. We're going to talk about something many people say every day. I'm sorry.
But the title of today's episode is Stop Saying I'm Sorry. Say these instead. We will explore situations where I'm sorry is useful and situations where another expression sounds more natural, confident, and professional.
This episode is designed for B1 to B2 learners, so we will use clear and natural English with useful examples from real life.
Before we begin, think about this question. How many times did you say sorry today?
Maybe you apologized for being late. Maybe you apologized before asking a question. Or maybe you apologized even when you did nothing wrong.
Many English learners use I'm sorry too often because they want to sound polite.
And being polite is good, but sometimes too many apologies can make you sound uncertain, nervous, or less confident than you really are.
Let's start with a simple example. Imagine you're in a meeting and you want to ask a question.
Many people say, "Sorry, can I ask a question?"
But a more confident version is, can I ask a question?
Notice the difference. The second sentence is still polite, but it does not include an unnecessary apology.
Another common situation is when you need someone's attention.
Instead of saying, "Sorry, Tom," you can say, "Excuse me, Tom."
Excuse me is often better when you are interrupting politely or trying to get someone's attention.
Let's practice a short dialogue.
Okay.
"Excuse me, Tom, do you have a minute?"
Yes, of course. What do you need?
That sounds natural and professional.
Exactly.
Now let's look at another situation. You send an email and forget to attach a file.
Many people write, I'm so sorry I forgot the attachment.
That is not wrong, but if it is a small mistake, you can simply say, "I forgot to attach the file. I've attached it now."
This focuses on the solution instead of the apology. In professional communication, solutions are often more important than dramatic apologies.
Listen to these two examples. "I'm terribly sorry. I completely forgot the attachment. I feel so bad."
I forgot to attach the file. I've attached it now. Thank you for your patience.
The second example sounds calm, professional, and confident.
Now let's talk about one phrase that is extremely useful. Thank you for waiting.
Imagine you are 5 minutes late meeting a friend.
Instead of saying, sorry I'm late, you can say, thank you for waiting.
This changes the focus from your mistake to the other person's kindness.
Let's try it.
"Hi, Tom. Thank you for waiting."
No problem. I just arrived a few minutes ago.
It feels warmer and more positive.
Another useful expression is, I appreciate your patience.
This is especially common in customer service, business emails, and professional conversations.
For example, the report took longer than expected. I appreciate your patience.
Notice that we acknowledge the delay without repeating "I'm sorry" several times.
Dina, do you think people sometimes apologize because they are afraid of sounding rude?
Definitely. Many learners believe that more apologies mean more politeness.
But native speakers often choose different expressions depending on the situation.
Yes. For example, if someone gives you feedback, you do not always need to say "I'm sorry."
What could you say instead?
You could say, "Thank you for letting me know."
That is a great phrase.
Imagine your manager says, "There is a small error in this document."
Instead of immediately saying, oh, I'm so sorry, you could respond, thank you for letting me know. I'll correct it right away.
That sounds responsible and professional.
Let's look at another common habit. Some people apologize before sharing an opinion.
Yes, they say, "Sorry, but I think."
In many cases, you can simply say, I think, or in my opinion.
Exactly. You do not need to apologize for having an opinion.
Unless your opinion is that pineapple belongs on every pizza, then maybe you should apologize.
Hey, I was about to say that.
See, even hosts can disagree politely.
Let's quickly review the alternatives we have learned so far.
Instead of sorry for interrupting, say excuse me.
Instead of sorry I'm late, say thank you for waiting.
Instead of sorry for the delay, say I appreciate your patience.
Instead of sorry can I ask something, say can I ask something?
Instead of sorry but I think, say I think or in my opinion.
These small changes can make your English sound more natural and confident.
And remember, we are not saying that I'm sorry is bad.
Not at all. When you truly make a mistake or hurt someone, a sincere apology is important.
The goal is simply to avoid apologizing when it is not necessary.
Because confident communication is not about saying sorry all the time.
It is about choosing the right expression for the right situation.
Welcome back. We've already talked about several alternatives to I'm sorry, and now let's explore more situations where changing just a few words can make a big difference.
Yes, especially in everyday conversations. Many learners apologize when they are simply making a request.
For example, imagine you are in a cafe and you want some water.
Many people say, "Sorry, could I have some water?"
But you can simply say, could I have some water, please?
The word please already makes the request polite.
Exactly. You don't need an apology before every request.
Another common situation is asking someone to repeat something.
Instead of saying, sorry,
You can say, "Could you repeat that, please?"
or I didn't catch that.
These expressions sound clearer and more natural in many conversations.
Let's practice.
Okay,
The meeting starts at 3:15.
I didn't catch that. What time does it start?
Perfect.
Now let's talk about emails, because this is where many people overuse apologies.
Imagine you need more time to finish a project.
Some people write, "I'm so sorry, but I need more time."
A more professional option is, I need an additional day to complete the project.
Then you can add, "Thank you for your understanding."
Notice how this sounds direct, respectful, and confident.
It focuses on the information and the solution.
Dina, do you think confidence is one of the biggest differences here?
Absolutely. Confident speakers usually explain the situation clearly instead of apologizing repeatedly.
Let's compare two responses.
First, "I'm really sorry, I'm terribly sorry, I'm so sorry for the delay."
Second, the report is taking longer than expected. I'll send it by 4 p.m. Thank you for your patience.
Which one sounds more professional?
Definitely the second one.
I agree. Now let's look at a social situation. Imagine you arrive at a friend's house.
You're a few minutes late.
Instead of starting with, "Sorry I'm late," try, "Thanks for waiting for me."
Or, I appreciate you waiting.
This creates a more positive atmosphere.
Yes, because you are recognizing the other person's kindness. Here's another interesting situation. Someone gives you advice.
Many learners say, "Sorry, I'll try."
But you can say, thanks for the advice.
Or, "That's helpful, I'll try that."
These responses sound more confident and appreciative.
Let's talk about phone calls for a moment.
Good idea.
Imagine you need to put someone on hold.
Instead of saying, sorry, can you wait?
You can say, "Could you hold for a moment, please?"
Simple, polite, and professional.
Another phrase I use often is, "Thanks for your help."
That's a great one.
Sometimes people say, "Sorry to bother you."
Instead, you can say, thanks for your help, or I appreciate your help.
This sounds much warmer.
Tom, do you remember a time when you apologized too much?
Oh, yes. When I first started working in an international office, I said sorry constantly.
Really?
Yes, if I asked a question, sorry. If I sent an email, sorry. If I needed clarification, sorry.
What changed?
One colleague told me, "You don't need to apologize for communicating."
That's excellent advice.
After that, I started using phrases like, "Could you clarify that?" and "Thank you for explaining."
And how did it feel?
Much better. I sounded more confident and conversations became easier.
That's an important lesson for our listeners.
Yes, asking questions is normal. Requesting information is normal.
You don't need to apologize simply for participating in a conversation.
Exactly.
Let's do a quick practice exercise.
Great.
I'll say a sentence with sorry, and you'll improve it.
Ready.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Could you repeat that, please?
Sorry, I'm late.
Thank you for waiting.
Sorry to bother you.
Thanks for your help.
Sorry, but I have a question.
I have a question.
Excellent.
These changes are small, but they can completely change the tone of your English.
And remember, the goal is not to sound cold or unfriendly.
The goal is to sound polite without apologizing unnecessarily.
Polite and confident at the same time.
That's the balance we're looking for.
Welcome back. So far, we've talked about many alternatives to I'm sorry, and we've seen how small changes can make your English sound more confident.
Now let's focus on the situations where you really should apologize, because I'm sorry is still an important expression.
Exactly. If you hurt someone's feelings, make a serious mistake, or cause a problem, a sincere apology is appropriate.
The key word is sincere.
A sincere apology means that you genuinely recognize the problem and take responsibility for it.
For example, if you accidentally damage a colleague's work, saying, "I'm sorry" is completely appropriate.
Or if you forget an important appointment that affects another person.
In those situations, an apology shows respect and responsibility.
Let's hear a natural example.
"I'm sorry I missed our meeting. I should have checked my calendar more carefully."
That sounds honest and responsible.
Notice that the speaker explains the mistake without making excuses.
Good point. Now let's compare that with an unnecessary apology.
Imagine you ask a coworker, "Can you send me the updated file?"
There is no need to say, "I'm so sorry" to ask.
A simple, "Could you send me the updated file, please?" is enough.
This is an important distinction. Apologize for mistakes, not for normal communication.
I like that sentence. It's easy to remember.
Let's talk about another common habit. Some people apologize when they need help.
Yes, they say, "Sorry, I need some help with this."
Instead, they can say, "Could you help me with this?"
Asking for help is normal. Everyone needs help sometimes.
Even English teachers need help occasionally.
Absolutely. Last week I needed help fixing a technical problem, and I felt like a complete beginner.
See, it happens to all of us. Another useful phrase is, "Thanks for your understanding."
This works well when something unexpected happens.
For example, the class will start 10 minutes later than usual. Thanks for your understanding.
That sounds much smoother than a long apology.
Let's practice a few more real-life situations.
Great idea.
Situation 1, you need clarification during a meeting.
Could you explain that one more time?
Situation 2, you arrive a few minutes late.
Thank you for waiting.
Situation 3, someone points out a small mistake.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll fix it.
Excellent.
Notice that none of these responses sound rude.
Exactly. They sound professional, polite, and confident.
Now, let's review some vocabulary from today's episode.
The first word is confident. If you are confident, you speak or act with self-belief.
Example, she sounded confident during the presentation.
The next word is professional. This means appropriate for work or business situations.
Example, his email was clear and professional.
Another useful word is sincere. A sincere apology is honest and genuine.
Example, she gave a sincere apology after the mistake.
We also used the word clarification.
Clarification means additional explanation.
Example, I asked for clarification because I didn't understand the instructions.
And finally, appropriate.
Appropriate means suitable for a particular situation.
Example, a sincere apology is appropriate when you make a serious mistake.
Before we finish, let's do one final challenge for our listeners.
Think of a situation where you usually say, "I'm sorry."
Now ask yourself, did I actually make a mistake?
If the answer is no, try replacing "I'm sorry" with a more confident expression.
Maybe, excuse me.
Maybe, "Thank you for waiting."
Maybe, I appreciate your patience.
Or simply, "Can I ask a question?"
These small changes can make a big difference in how you sound and how you feel.
Because language is not only about grammar, It is also about confidence.
And confidence grows when you choose your words carefully.
Thank you for spending this time with us today.
We hope this episode helps you communicate more naturally in English.
Remember, apologize when it is truly needed, but don't apologize for speaking, asking questions, or participating in a conversation.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep building your confidence one sentence at a time.
And we'll see you in the next episode of Miss Dina English.